G'day guys, getting very close to Christmas, and look, some of those nice Christmassy things are starting to arrive. Cherries. These are the Emperors, which are our cheaper grade, and then we also have the Supremes, which are the larger sized fruit. Now as the season progresses, we'll get right through to about a 32mm cherry, something like that. Still very early days, but eating brilliantly. Just to plant that little bit of a seed for you, particularly for Christmas, you can pre-order or at any stage. This is a 2 kilo box. Early in the season, we can do these for around about $60 for you. They're excellent eating. They'll keep well. They'll last well and truly a week, particularly if you keep them in the fridge. You know, you'll get 1.5 to 2 weeks out of them if you don't eat them before then. So consider that. That's a cost-effective way of getting your cherry consumption for Christmas. Closer to Christmas, the growers usually start to package into 1 kilo boxes as well. Look out for those. Something also along that ilk for the likes, say, of Tanya. You love your pineapples. You took advantage of the special last week. Anytime you'd like to get a tray, obviously there's 2 missing from here for any of you. You know, if there's anything you really, really love and you want it in larger quantities, by all means just drop us an email, give us a call, and we'll work out a box price for you. You know, if we can do it a little bit cheaper for you, then everyone's happy in the end. New in, apricots. These are the first of the season. They're nicely sized. They're slightly on the green side in terms of eating. Left out of the fridge, they'll be nice and ripe in a few days. Same for the nectarines. A small fruit. This is the first pick, and they're quite hard. These are going to need a good week in my estimation for ripening. Mangoes. Mangoes are starting to get into some reasonable supply. Queensland fruit now, as you can see, quite a reasonable size. Now there's a nice little burst of strawberries coming along. It's still from Queensland. They're eating pretty good. Apples we've spoken a lot about in recent weeks. You know, there is a lot of variable quality, but really the sundowners, a late season apple, plenty of flavour, reasonable crunch. The galas are also eating quite well. They're my 2 picks, along with the Granny Smiths, which do have some summer warm air blush. Bananas are reasonably large this week and a little more backward than usual, but with the warm weather they'll ripen up nice and quick. We also have a reasonable amount. They do ripen quite quick in the warmer weather. We've got some that have got away on us here. They've got reasonable colour. They'll still be quite good eating over the next day or two, but I suppose if you're considering for Friday, they might be a little bit too ripe. Now we've got some late season honey mercots, small mandarins. Not all that attractive. They've got some superficial skin marks, and they are a hard variety to peel. But probably the best thing to do is actually cut and quarter them like an orange. Most of them are nice and sweet and juicy. I guess because it is kind of late in the season. It's probably about 1 in 6 that were a little bit dry. That's reflected in the price. $3.99 a kilo. They're quite cheap this time of year. We've been getting his kiwi fruit. Now we have some of his Fuerte avocados. These are coming from Conboyne. Our good mate John, a biodynamic grower in an absolutely gorgeous part of the world. Now you can see there a small medium size. The Fuerte are my preferred avocado, really. You know, they're really good to eat when they're nice and soft and squishy, and they're a real creamy avocado, and so they're nice and local and very well priced. We also have from Bellingen the Hass, which is a firmer style of avocado, so you really want to be eating these when there's just a little bit of give in them. The Fuerte, you want to eat those when they're really nice and soft. Vegetables, lots of vegetables. Tomatoes, nice big fat round aromas, reasonably sized gourmets. Plenty of cucumbers, your long green and your nice Lebanese, well sized. Zukis, beautiful sizes in zukis. Carrots are starting to improve in presentation, and they're sweet. Beans are excellent, mushies are excellent. The broad beans are very good. The celery, reasonably large. Collies are nicely presented, and they're quite a reasonable size. Now these will start to disappear a little bit as we start to get into the warmer weather.
So enjoy what you can.
Our asparagus this week came in loose, so we're doing them up into 200 gram bunches, so you can see they're nice sizes. And this week's special, the Dutchies. Now last week we still had Dutchies coming from Tasmania, which had been out of the ground for a little while. Queensland's kicked in. They're lovely, beautiful fresh dug potatoes, so it's a great time of year to hook into those. Also the Nicolas, which are a little bit similar to the Dutchies, also coming from Queensland, and also some Queensland Sebagos, your good all-rounder, your good bake, boil, mash, spuddy. Now, Jules wanted me to show you turkeys, other than myself. This is a size 30, 3 kilo bird. So we've got those in now if you wanted to plan ahead, or you can pre-order for delivery Christmas week. I just wanted to also quickly talk about our new delivery charges, which we introduced a couple of months ago now. This, you can see here, is what we tend to deliver it, unless you request cardboard. That's generally $5.50 for our local area, or $6.95 for the coast. And of course, what we try and do, or in this box, we can get out obviously our $35 box, get our $50 box in there, and we can even fit our $80 boxes in there. But generally, we'll need to put a little box on top. You can get quite a lot delivered for your $5.50. But what we've also done then, if we have to go to 2 boxes, we wanted to encourage you to, to shop well. So we're only charging $2.50 for a second one of these. So I guess the more you spend, the more value your delivery charges turn out to be. So $5.50 for your first box, $2.50 for your second, except of course on the Central Coast, where we're already heavily subsidising the freight, and we have to do $6.95 for your second box as well. I know in Sydney they're charging $8, $9, $10. I best get back painting over at the new shop. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye.